Okay, planning for teaching IT. Planning for teaching. One hallmark of teaching as an organized activity is the process called planning. The more systematic your instructional planning, the greater the probability that you will succeed. What is planning? Planning is a prototype, consists of deciding what needs to be accomplished, how to accomplish it, how to tell it has been accomplished. The need for planning. Planning for instruction is essential. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Lack of experience can often offset with good planning. Shooting from the hip leads to misinformation that is unacceptable. Lesson plans allow the teachers to be better organized and prepare for teaching. Okay, the types of planning. There are 3 types of planning. Long range plans, short-term plans, lesson plans. So number 1, long-term plans. Number 2, short-term plans. Number 3, lesson plans. So the overview of long-term planning. Long-term planning basically serves as a curriculum roadmap. Enables teachers to see the whole year as a whole, focus on overall expectations of the year, organize the curriculum for balance, integrate cross subjects, allow for use and sharing of resources, consult other teacher partners, etc. So long-term planning basically is, it's like a roadmap for the whole year and how you're going to plan the whole year out. So when I think of long-term, I think of the whole year. So components of long-term plans. Identify the subject, overall expectations, general outcomes. This is pertaining to students. Assessment strategies, ongoing and culminating. So how you're going to assess them regularly through the year, the resources you're going to use, the timeline, and general notes about strategies. Specifics will be identified as you develop each unit. So considerations for long-term plan. Point 1. Look at the timings of your themes, topics, issues, or units of study, i.e. plant growth during spring. So this is the timings of your themes. Be aware, second point is be aware of winter breaks, other potential interruptions in advance and could be incorporated. Point 3. Address which expectations can be naturally integrated into a theme, topic, issue, or unit of study from several subjects. Availability of resources and materials impact on the depth and scope of planning. Last point, find out if there is a standardized format for creating long-term plans for your school, for your board or school. Now moving on to short-term planning. So overview of short-term planning. What is short-term planning? A unit, a group lesson plans all focused on a particular subject, area, or concept, i.e. for the 10th grade, Microsoft Office, 11th grade, graphics. Enables teacher to design the delivery of the program content, incorporate student interests, help students seek connections, promote the development of autonomy through choice. A series of lesson activities to help understand a big idea or concepts. So the overview of a lesson plan now. So lesson plans are what you're going to teach for the specific subject in a specific time period. Goes into a daybook. Lesson plan, teachers should consider for each plan the following questions. What needs to be accomplished? How it will be done? Who is to be what? When and what order shall things be done? What shall they be done? Where shall they be done? Why do we want to accomplish this? And why do we plan to do it this way? How will we know how well we have succeeded? So, lesson planning process. This is a diagram showing you objectives, assessment, activities, and how they interlink to each other. So, LO, learning objectives. A statement of desired, expected outcomes. Can be expressed in terms of knowledge, abilities, skills, attitudes, interests, and habits. Examples of learning objectives in IT, such as, you give the examples. What are some objectives in IT? Oh, learn to use Microsoft Word, learn to program HTML, learn to identify components of a PC. So what are the functions of objectives? Stating objectives. It provides a direction for the instructor to follow or what to do. Second point, provides a guide for selecting subject matter, teaching methods, and the materials to be used during the instruction. Provides a criterion for evaluating students' outcomes. So now the taxonomy of learning objectives, which I think will be on the exam. So taxonomy is divided into, I think, three parts. Cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. So cognitive domain, Benjamin Bloom, 1956, deals with intellectual results, knowledge, concepts, and understanding, more clear and precise objectives. Then comes the affective domain, Krathel, 1964. This includes the feelings, interests, attitudes, and appreciations that may result from science instruction. So psychomotor domain, Simpson, 1972, stresses motor development, muscular coordination, and physical skills. Examples: skill development, proficiency in using tools such as scientific instruments and devices. So remember, taxonomy of learning objectives, they're divided into three parts: cognitive, affective, psychomotor. So now Bloom's taxonomy: evaluating, synthesizing, analyzing. So what is synthesizing? It's critical thinking activities. Now we're going to go through Bloom's taxonomy. There's several parts to this. So the first part of Bloom's taxonomy is knowledge. Knowledge is retrieving, recognizing, and recalling relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Knowledge. Retrieving, recognizing, and recalling relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Comprehension, which is the next topic. Comprehension, constructing meaning from oral, written, and graphic messages through interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining. So comprehension, to comprehend something, to understand something. Applying. What is applying now? Applying is carrying out a procedure through executing, implementing. So applying, when people say apply yourself, son, that means you do something. You actually execute a task or implement a task. Now we're going to move on to analyzing. So analyzing is breaking material into constituent parts, determining how the parts relate to one another and to an overall structure or purpose through differentiating, organizing, and attributing. So analyzing, breaking material into certain parts and determining how the parts relate to each other. So you analyze the information. Synthesis. Synthesis is the next topic. So synthesis is putting elements together to form a coherent or whole function, reorganizing elements into a new pattern or structure through generating, planning, or producing. So you synthesize the information. You take the information, and then you reorganize it to give an answer. So evaluating. Evaluating is making judgments. Keyword, making judgments. And when you evaluate, you judge someone or the work. Making judgments based on criteria and standards through checking and critiquing. So now we've basically discussed Bloom's taxonomy, which is knowledge, comprehension, applying, analyzing, synthesize, evaluating. So we just went through Bloom's taxonomy: knowledge, comprehension, applying, analyzing, synthesize, evaluating. So this is a diagram which shows you, includes the behavior at the lower levels. So again, this is another diagram. Just look through it. Tells you the whole thing from start to finish. So knowledge is memorizing simple facts, concepts. Comprehension is abstract knowledge, converting it. Application is applied, learn concept, use, develop, problem solving. Analyzing is breaking into parts to investigate, examine. Synthesize is to parts integration, organize, formulate. Evaluation is judgment, innovation, thinking. So remember, 7 parts to Bloom's taxonomy. I memorize it by just learning the first letters: K, C, A, A, S, E. So K, C, A, A, S, E. So K, case with the double A. K, case. That's basically all 7 letters of each word. So again, knowledge, going through each level. Again, talking about each level again. It's going to go through these. You can pause anytime you want and learn, enough information is given to this yourself. These are like mini exams or mini tests to know that you've understood each topic. So here I will pause and we'll continue on the next video.